Hi students, I'm going to guide you through this assessment. This is your assessment for semester 2. Before we begin the IA, it'll give you the skills that you need for the IA. And what you're going to be doing is comparing the carbon emissions of 10 countries. And in line with the IA requirements, you're going to be learning to use 3 sources. So I'm giving you 3 sources to use, 3 reliable sources. The first one is the United Nations data. So when you come to this website, I'm going to type in carbon emissions. I've just typed it in there and click search. Now, when you do this, it'll take you to a special database just on carbon emissions or carbon dioxide emissions. So if you click on that, you can see that you've got all these different countries. Over here, you can just see Australia and all the different years. Now, let's be a bit more selective. I'm going to just pick the first 5 right now, but you would collect 10 of your choice. It could be the first 10, or you can pick 10 countries you're interested in. And we're going to do 5 different years to see how things have changed. So let's start with 2015. That's a convenient number. 2010, 2005, 2000, and then keep going. 1995. We got 5 different years, which are 5 years apart, which gives us a bit of a pattern. So now you can see data from Australia, Austria, Belarus, Belgium, and it's for 5 years. Now, I think you can rearrange these in the table differently by clicking things here. I won't do that now. You could try that. But what you need to do is transfer the data to a table like this. So you put down your country names on the left because this is your independent variable. You are comparing these different countries. And then this is the data that you're collecting, which is your dependent variable. Right? So this is what you choose, and then this is what you get as a result. So this should be on the left column here, your countries. Right, so that's one source. Now, if you just go to another source, and this is CIA, and the CIA is a sort of fact files about different countries, or the fact book. So this gives you lots of information about different countries. So what we can do is we can go to, let's just go to Australia. And because that was the first country that we have looked at so far, if we go to Australia, it gives us lots of facts. So what we need right now is energy. Just do that. If you go into energy, we go all the way down. Carbon dioxide emissions. And then we have something over here. We have something here that we can compare it to. Now, country comparison to the world, this is like number 15, and I believe that means something in terms of ranking, perhaps. And so you have some kind of ranking. Oh, now, I didn't realize this was here. Quite possibly you could use this to collect all the data from your different countries. Now, it's hard to get all the different years. I'm not sure how to do that, but you could see about doing that. But at least take it for one of the years, or take it for a year that you can compare. Right, now let's go to this one. This is Index Mundi. And this gives you a lot of information about the world. So what I did here was so here again, you have a fact book. And what you can do is you can pick topics. I've chosen energy again. And here you can choose carbon emissions. And you can take a look at this for all these different countries. Now, I've just seen over here that this is 2017. So was this. So maybe we should go back to the United Nations data and make it 2017 and go backwards to make some kind of an effective comparison. So what would you do with this data? You've got 3 sources of data. So now that we know that this is the United Nations data, what you can do is you can add another row. I'm going to make this a bit bigger. Let's add another row. And what you can do is you can combine these together, merge the cells, so you can write UN data over here. You can even just select that and do That sits right in the center. That's nice and tidy. So what you can do, if you like, is you can copy this. And now we can put the CIA fact book here as a different source, and we can input different data. This takes quite a bit of time. You are being a researcher, as people are researchers in the world when they are looking up their facts to make sure they have the correct information, and they use these databases to find the numbers and input it into a spreadsheet or some sort of thing. So have a go at this. Once you have collected this data, we will take a look at it together, and this is what you will be submitting to me next week. So let's just go back to this. You're going to be collecting this data, and what I would like is at least one graph that compares the carbon emissions for the 10 different countries that you will look at. So maybe you will just use the UN data, maybe you'll find a way to use all three. Your minimum requirement is 3 tables of data for 10 countries, and at least, okay, so let's take, next minimum requirement is 5 years from at least one database. Not years, years. At least 1 year from the other 2 databases. And then I would like one graph to compare the data of 10 countries over 5 years from at least one database. Okay, so this is what you need to send me next week. Thank you.